George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell have done it again. They've released new pictures of a UFO that we've never seen before, and you can stitch these pictures together to make a moving video, a very brief video. I think there's only 7 frames, 7 pictures that compose this little story of this moving object. And so it's very brief, it's very short. I think I say in the coming video that it's 6 frames, but it's actually 7. But we get 7 frames of this UFO, this cylindrical UFO moving through space, and there's no mundane or prosaic explanation that I know of that explains this thing. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. Let's talk about it. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Please join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you there. That would be awesome. And of course, comment on the story as I'm going through it. So this story is from the new podcast, Weaponized, with George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell. It hasn't been out for very long, but they have already released some amazing stuff, like the Mosul orb picture. And also we have now we have testimony from the director of Area 51 that there was a live alien there. I mean, that's huge. So Weaponized, the podcast Weaponized, has been a big deal so far to me. I think we've gotten some great stuff out of it. And now we are getting this little video, or this series of pictures that you can stitch together to make into a video. And I'll show you that in just a minute. So let's just not beat around the bush. Let's get right to it. Here are the pictures in the video shared by Jeremy Knapp and George Corbell.
So this image, what you're going to see, I'll be very clear. Let me show it now. As you can see, this is a very skinny object compared to its length. If you look in the top left, you'll see that this was filmed in white hot, which means that the background is hotter than the image, which, by the way, just so you know, I can confirm with 100% that this object flew under controlled flight with intelligent control across the screen from left to right.
Kind of looks like a torpedo or a rocket.
So I'm going to put this in big, bold letters on the screen. Not a rocket. And let me explain that for a second. This is a conflict zone. Maybe it's a rocket. So it's not a torpedo because it's over land. And everybody can just look at it.
In the air. Yeah.
It's in the air. And, you know, from the video, obviously you see that. But we were able to obtain and release these images is what we're doing. It's not our job. I hope Arrow puts this out now if they go find the video, unless they're provided it by journalists, right? So here's the deal. You would see, if this was a rocket, you would see white hot engine. You would see plume. You would see heat. You would see what they call signatures intelligence. You would see a signature. So what you're seeing here is interesting to me and others that came to me for very specific reasons. It's because it does not show the traditional signatures of what you'd see for reactionary propulsion. What you're seeing is something that appears to have non-reactionary propulsion. Now, have we heard that before? Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting thing, right? So I don't know what this is. It is a UFO, but it was something under controlled flight, under intelligent control, that appears to have a propulsion system that is undefined yet by us. We don't understand it. And the shape, no control surfaces, no flight surfaces. Now look, if we get a reasonable explanation, we'll be helping people out with that reasonable explanation. But damn, have we had some...
Okay, so very cool. Let's see. Somebody else has kind of stitched this together for us. So let's look at that and made a little video of it. So let's check that out if we can get to it past the disclaimer. The disclaimer is half the video. There you go. All right. Just a little cleaner version of what Jeremy Corbell was showing. Check that out. Just a cigar-shaped UFO or possibly a saucer on its edge. Oh yeah, they do it in this increasing speed so you can see it. So very interesting. This is what a cruise missile hitting a target looks like. This is Stephen Greenstreet's debunking. Well, it doesn't look anything like the cylinder that we just saw. So interesting. But yeah, that is Stephen Greenstreet's debunking. If I can go back to what I was looking at. Here we go. Yeah, this is the video. And there it is. Is it 6 frames, I think? 6 frames of a video that they've stitched together. All right, very interesting. Cigar-shaped thing. It does have this little trail behind it, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, let's just look at that trail. It looks a little bit like exhaust. Hard to say for sure. Hard to say. Do you think that is exhaust, or is that something else? Is that the disturbance of the air? Jeremy and George do address this question.
That's what we're giving people today.
What do you make of what looks like some kind of disturbance behind it in the air?
Yeah, I really, this was like, for like a long time I went through this. Like, I went to so many people trying to figure out, people we know, like, that we trust, and the people that I don't know.
It's not exhaust, though.
It's not. So it's a thermal imaging camera. So what you're seeing in that image is just, it's thermal, it's heat differential is what you're seeing. And that leads us to a very interesting point that we should make. But what you're seeing is that line, I personally think, and I could be totally wrong, but I think that it is an artifact of the actual capturing system showing what I would call, with layman's terms, like a ghost image, like as it goes. But other people have more interesting theories about what you're seeing because it's a thermal camera. It's clearly not an engine or engine exhaust. So there's no comparable, and anybody I talked with that could pull up right there, comparables to rocket, comparables to, even though it's over land, like a submarine wake or something like that. That'd be the closest. So it's some sort of wake, or most likely it's a digital artifact. But I don't know that it's a digital artifact. So I would love people to go after that and try to find out, what is it?
All right, UFO world, go to work. Let us know what you think of this.
We will, George. Thank you. David John Linear says, I'm seeing a pattern. The Virginia craft was reported as cylindrical as well. Yes, well, cylindrical objects are very common. They're one of the most commonly reported sightings. They are often very large. There's some very large, some of the motherships, you know, quote unquote motherships, are said to be cylindrical. And this one doesn't seem to be that large. It's hard to get an exact scale. But yeah, it does seem to be smaller than a mothership. Paranormal Chris says there's no way to identify this as a U.A.P. other than that it just hasn't been identified yet. Well, that's true. I mean, it's kind of, you know, a little coy to say that that's the definition of UFO, unidentified flying object. But yes, is it truly anomalous, or is there some prosaic or mundane explanation for it? Good question. Good question. So, you know, I don't know what that object is. Maybe we will have more answers in the days to come. But interesting footage. I think that Jeremy Corbell probably wouldn't release this video or these pictures of this object if he didn't believe that it was anomalous in some way. If he thought this was a drone or a missile or something, he probably would not be releasing this. Now, could it be some secret project, some black, you know, budget, you know, special flying craft? Absolutely, it could be. This does not necessarily mean this is alien. However, it is interesting that a cylinder is a very common alien ship or shape for a ship, and this is a cylinder. and it doesn't seem to be a missile or anything else. Sorry, Stephen Greenstreet. But, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Please give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and the bell to be notified of future videos. And join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And of course, watch one of my other videos. Until next time, this is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.